to Chekube. I like your name, by the way. Is it Danny Ho? You have the mic.
Can
Mr.
you hear me
Izzy, are you
now?
there? I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. And I want to appreciate Cables for what they are doing.
It's French though. If you could
Okay, can you hear me now?
if you could please.
Can you hear me?
Elizabeth, Elizabeth, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I want to appreciate Cable for all they are doing. Okay, so um, I just want to make some correction from what, especially the last speaker presented. That okay, not the last speaker. I think the other, one of the speakers said that the the southerner, the Tinubu has grabbed them to his side, the heavyweight, and the last speaker also made mention of Okowa, the oil states sponsoring election and all that, and then in this case now who will sponsor. So I want to quickly remind us, Nigerians, that there was a candidate in 2023 that didn't have a governor, a senator, a local government chairman. He had nothing, and he was able to pull the Nigerian youth, the young one, to pull up to allotted 6.something million votes. Allotted, in quote, allotted. So if such person have an organic follower, I don't think he require the money, in quote. If an election is free and fair, without IRF being switched, then I tell you, Nigerians know what to do. They're talking about coalition. I don't believe that I am a saint. And Obi will always tell you that he's not a saint, but he's not a criminal and he's not a thief. And that he's proposing death sentence. He's proposing death sentence for corrupt politicians, corrupt public servants in Nigeria, just as it is done in places like China, Singapore, and the rest of them. So can the current government adopt that? Nobody, personally, I'm not against the policies, because some of them, most of the politicians say that. But the question is this: the government asks us to endure. We should endure. That this thing will take time. On their body language, they are not enduring. They are lavishly spending our money. You remove subsidy. We did this reform and say we should endure. Nigerians, poor Nigerians on the streets should endure. But within 30 to 60 days, there was 21 billion approved for VP's renovation of VP's house. Lastly, we just heard last month, there was renovation of International Conference Center with 39 billion. If you look at the coastal road, trillions allotted there. My dear sister, I want to tell you that we're not against this reform, but we are against the way the government asks us to endure, that this thing will come to pass. We'll be happy. But they themselves are not leading by example. They keep living well. I will end by this. Those billions that are being squandered and being padded in the budget, it can be used to tackle insecurity head on. Do you know the current government can tell the service chief, army, police, I am giving you, instead of these trillions using Coastal Road and ICC, I am adding it more to the budget in insecurity. If I hear any bad news about kidnapping, Boko Haram, herdsmen, you will be fired. And not only fired, you'll be put to prison. I bet you they will sit up. And when they do that, my sister, farmers can now go back to their farm in Benue. Farmers can go back in Borno State. And when they do that, Nigeria will have enough food. And then we can export. And our naira cannot go. Lastly, that trillions used in Coastal Road can be used to build one functional refinery so that we will not be exporting. We will export our own crude and then import it and begin to sell to citizens. That is not fair. And people defending it, I don't know if you have conscience. It's not fair. Nigerians are suffering.
Mr. Eze, please conclude in 30 seconds.
Okay, in summary, the coalition can be bunch of criminals that Obi has said they are the structure he want to destroy. But I want to take us back that when this man was elected in Anambra State, he didn't have any House of Assembly. They are from other party. And then he did not remove the teachers. He did not remove any corrupt system, but he worked with them, he find a way of sitting with them and say, let's get things right. And that is why today he will tell you that if you have anyone, any contractor that said he's owing him, he should come out. And nobody has ever come out. Somebody said somebody submitted a case to EFCC and the rest of them. I mean, the current government should use this in and shine now. Use it and shine, bring up the case, do the, as in, fast track the case, not that.
Thank you, Mr. Ize. Thank you very much for your contribution. So apparently, if the coalition is going to field a candidate from the south, irrespective of who the candidate is, if we are to go by the zoning principle, the candidate would have to do just 4 years. And like the speaker said earlier, that is if you are able to convince the North. Politics, elections is a thing of numbers, and it's about winning the trust of the people, and sometimes winning over those that the people also trust or believe in or are loyal to. So whoever is going to come from the south is going to be willing to do just 4 years and then rotate it back to the north. How they would be able to strike such an agreement or reach that conclusion is another thing entirely. And Peter Obi has come to say that he is willing to do 4 years. But there is that argument that there is no politician that knows that, especially when you become incumbent, when you are right there on that seat, and you know that you have federal might and power, to do another 4 years, and you would willingly step down. Is that a promise that he would be able to convince Nigerians to buy? Time will tell. Chekube, good evening. You have the mic.
Good evening, my dear sister. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Problem. Sometimes I love to join spaces. It's just to hear Nigerian youth speak. Because when some people speak, I just wonder why did God create them and give them such brain? Because honestly speaking, somebody just say on this space, how can somebody use 4 years to fix a lecture? Do you know what is 4 years? 4 fucking years. 4 years. I mean, are we now used to bad governance in Nigeria? Can
Chekube,
you hear me?
Chekube, kindly mind your
All
language,
right, all
please.
right,
We may have
all right,
some
all right, all right.
young people on
No
the comment
problem, no
section.
problem.
Thank
Are
you.
we now used to bad governance in Nigeria? Are we now used because somebody just make a point here, and the people come to this space continue attacking Peter Obi personality. How can somebody say he is no longer getting Christian? Use what the fuck do you mean by Christian? Christian vote. What is Christian vote? A man who campaign on a Muslim and Christian ticket. You are attacking religion in his. I don't know, honestly speaking, because this thing is just propaganda, and we need to stop all this thing. And somebody is talking about how will you be able to convince not, how will you be able to do something in 4 years. You are crying for coalition. You have two options. Either you support coalition or you support APC. It's democracy, for crying out loud. And now people are talking about
Oh, there are
structure.
other parties too.
Yeah, people are talking about structure. Let me just make something clear here, right? If Nigeria has good electoral system, a poor man picking can contest election and win election freely. Doesn't need anybody to be his vote, to be a payment or be whatever. He doesn't need anybody to answer or vouch for before he assume lose.
Chekube, are you still there? You appear a bit distant from your microphone.
Can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me
Okay,
now?
better now.
All right. Thank you very much. I
Yes,
said,
yes, we can now.
yeah, I said, I stand on my word. I said, one of the biggest problem of Nigeria system is that the electoral system of Nigeria is corrupt. The electoral system of Nigeria is corrupt. It's not fair. It's unfair. If Nigeria is have a good electoral system, this coalition is not needed. Peter Obi will easily clear 12 o'clock. Peter Obi don't clear the whole thing. Okay, why is it that I think the question, the people that are crying of coalition or crying of Peter Obi, their anger should channel that why is it that in the last election that every other position were uploading results, but presidential, when it reached to the presidential election, the glitch was having problem, was switched off. Why? I saw Labour Party campaigning yesterday, day before yesterday in Lagos, Ikorodu North. I see numbers. Peter Obi is a man, let me tell you, you can hate Peter Obi, you can discredit Peter Obi, you can speak any hate you like about Peter Obi, but I put it to you, Peter Obi has written his name in the Nigeria book of political history. Peter Obi is a man who changed Nigeria political system, what it used to be. You cannot talk about Nigeria politics today or in the next 20 years to come without mentioning that name, Peter Obi. No way you can tell me that a man, through his platform, an Okada man, become a House of Rep member. Do you know what that means? Okay, now, okay, I remember last election, during the campaign.
Chekube, you have a minute. You have a minute to wrap it up, please.
It's okay, no problem. I remember that last election. During campaign period, last election. While the election was going on, a media wrote one nonsense about Peter Obi, and INEC, a body that will conduct election, liked the post. And INEC liked the post. The evidence is here. So the institution that I like a post where Peter Obi has been degraded, how do you expect that institution to conduct election free and fair? So that is why people are see if they are continue, third phase of the in the politics or in the election, Tinubu will have a way to manufacture his numbers. That is why they come together to form the coalition, so that they can unseat the present government. Still, people are crying. You come online, you say Peter Obi, call Peter Obi a messiah as a mockery. Okay, now Peter Obi is no longer a messiah, well, as you said, and now you are crying. What do you really want? Must you always paint Peter Obi bad to sound all right? Did Peter Obi tell anybody that he's a messiah?
Thank you, Chekube.
No. You
Thank
give
you,
that,
thank
you
you,
give that guy,
Chekube.
listen to me, you give that guy mic to talk and trash about Peter Obi, and now I'm talking now, you don't want me to talk, you just keep on shutting me. But if you don't want me to talk, there's no problem.
I did not
Because you give the guy full time. I was here. I wait patiently. You gave him full time, degrading Peter Obi, talking shit about Peter Obi, tagging Peter Obi a religion leader, everything. And you gave him time. It is time for me to speak now. You are shutting me. No problem. We all know
this.
what we are doing. Yes, we all know what we are doing. Because you media, you have a role to play
Chekube,
in all this
when did
nonsense.
you at what point did
Let
you
me
join
just
this
tell you,
conversation?
I'm Igbo man. I do not fear anybody when I want to say truth. I don't fear anybody when I want to say truth. Use your media wisely. Stop people of calling Peter Obi media. Peter Obi run a ticket of Muslim and Christian. Tinubu run Muslim ticket. Who is religion warlord here? Tinubu has destroyed this country. Push us back to the 60s. Will there be any unity in Nigeria again? A man, a secular state like Nigeria, pick Muslim ticket and run. And people have the audacity to paint Peter Obi black every time. The only sin Peter Obi has committed to face of these people is because he's an Igbo man. Nothing else. Peter Obi has never stole 1 naira from them. Every spaces on this internet today, Peter Obi is the topic. Why Tinubu is in abroad enjoying himself?
Chekube,
See, we all know what we are doing.
Chekube,
Thank you very much. We all
we
know what we are doing.
are
We will continue telling
discussing
you the truth.
coalitions,
You are media.
defections,
You know the truth, and
and the
we will
struggle
continue
for
telling you the truth.
2027.
We are here
I
forever.
I
Obedient,
believe I
whether
have
people
given
win
you enough
election or don't
grace.
win election, we will be
I
here
believe I have
forever
given
telling you
Chekube enough
that.
grace
Thank
to
you.
wrap it up.
See,
Okay, thank you very much for your thoughts, Chekube. It is not, like I said, a platform. We are not here to campaign for anybody or even to defame anybody. We're just sharing thoughts on recent developments in Nigeria's political space. And of course, it's politics is about people. So we are also discussing people. And at the start of this conversation, I made it clear that I understand that politics is an emotional topic because people have interests, have alliances, and have loyalty. But what we do not allow on this space is for people to insult, defame, or make topics about the speakers. No, we speak to the topic. And I warned Chekube earlier to mind his language. So, and I gave him ample time to speak, but he decided to make it um, a form of an attack. Well, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. I believe that everyone has had your defense of for Peter Obi. So let's have Malam side now. At this point, I would no longer allow any form of attack on speakers, please. There will be no warning. I'll just remove the speaker. Malam side, you have the mic. 3 minutes.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, and good day, everyone. Thank you, Cable, for hosting the space. So I've listened to a lot of speakers. I was just laughing where I was. Everybody knows that if this coalition clicks, it's good night APC. Yeah, because it's simple mathematics.
Really?
Yeah, it's simple mathematics. I don't know why people are, beating about the bush. You are seeing a candidate that had 6.1 million votes purportedly come together with another one who had 6.9 million votes as against somebody who had 8 million votes.
8 million.
8 million-ish. And then you are still arguing. There's no point, So just based on that simple mathematics, every realistic politician will tell you that there's problem. There's no point trying to. But it's good. It's good for me. I belong to the coalition, and I like when the coalition is underestimated and undirected. It's even good. But this one that people are going to activate, this people. If you know the coalition does not pose any threat, let it be. Let it be. I'll tell you something. So, as a country, we are at the precipice. I see a lot of people talk about things. For me, they are just petty issues. Nigeria has more serious problems under this administration. We run a risk of having a one-party state without a doubt. And as a matter of fact, if care is not taken, with the president, the Senate president, and the speaker working like, they can't say no to each other. There's a very big risk that things can change in a way that we can never ever imagine. And the problem, again, is that while that combination, is desirable and it's a very potent force in making changes, these guys, from the result that we can see, do not have the capacity to make positive changes. So that's why it's dangerous. And we need to get rid of it, as quickly as possible, right? So the coalition is only a welcome development. I hope and pray that it clicks, because there's still a lot of work to be done in terms of who gets what position. If they get it right, all they need to do is just to play to the sentiment of majority of Nigerians, and boom, APC will be gone. And honestly, APC deserves to go, because when Buhari came in 2015, we thought that we're bringing in a retired general who would understand how to tackle the Boko Haram menace that was strange to us at that time. Everybody was worried. We thought that Jonathan was incompetent. But what did we get? When Buhari was leaving, he did not only leave us with Boko Haram. We now had ISWAP.
Malam side, you have a minute, please.
We now had ISWAP, Lakra, and what have you. So honestly, time is just a problem to do justice to this topic. But the bottom line is that we have never had it worse. In terms of, is it the incompetence of this government you want to talk about? They said they removed subsidy. In the same year or a year after that, they still paid around 5.4 trillion naira. And you want me to take those kind of government seriously? What is the difference between insecurity under Tinubu and insecurity under Buhari? Has it improved? Right? No political will to do anything. Most of the demand for USD is speculative, that is putting pressure on the naira. What have they been able to do about it? Nothing. We just see people, fake analysts, doing fake statistics and analysis up and down. Yeah. Anyway, long and short of it is that the coalition will work and APC will be gone. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. So you think that the coalition, if on the condition that they are able to, make a united stand, would be able to unseat the APC. Let's move now and have Abiodun then come to Adefaronti, then Rascalos. Yes, that works. AIT, I see you. I'm coming. Abiodun, good evening. You have the mic.
Yes, good evening, the cable. Thanks
Thank you
for
for
the mic.
waiting patiently.
That's all right. Well, I think we should all know what an alliance is in politics. Alliance is one of some of the most important political strategies in many democratic society. We saw how an alliance gave Donald Trump the victory in the recent past American election. And the purpose of alliance, as far as I am concerned, is to bring together all the support base of all the political heavyweights to unseat an incumbent government. I think that is what this alliance focus is, to bring all the heavyweights, their support base together to form a whole that is large enough to unseat the current government. So I think alliance is good if the alliance will work and focus on correcting the problems that the incumbent government had caused the country. So I think this alliance is pretty progressive. I hope that into the future they are able to put their differences aside and work together and bring the most qualified candidate among themselves. And personally, I think the most qualified candidate is Peter Obi. And considering the mood of the country right now, I think the alliance should focus on the mood of the country, which is that the current president should come from the south, going into the future in the next 4 to 8 years. So if I were to be the alliance, I will still shoot my arrow down south and look for the presidential candidate for the alliance from the south of Nigeria. I personally think that it should come from the southeast, and here's why. Because if we're considering the south, I think the west have done their part. This up until 2027, we should allow the east to also present someone that can serve Nigeria in that capacity. I personally think that it was the turn of the southeast from 2019, to tell you the truth. And I thought that we would have had the southeast serve Nigeria in that capacity from 2023. But of course, INEC saw things differently. I think this alliance is able, if they work together harmoniously, it will be able to unseat this government. But you see, the cable, I came up because I heard a few things that some of the speakers said that are not quite true, to tell you the truth. And let me just try to wrap it up real quick. See, the issue about Nigerian GDP is not as complex as people make it look. It really isn't. You can see Nigerian GDP in this simple sense. The real cause of Nigerian GDP decline is the currency devaluation. Okay? Bola Tinubu's government rolled out policies to devaluate Nigerian currency. It's not as if other candidates say they wouldn't do it, but the difference between them and him is how they will do it, which is strikingly different from how he did his. He just yanked his off. But for instance, Peter Obi said he was going to devalue Nigerian currency in a gradual process. We all know that one of the main purposes of devaluating the currency is to allow the country's product in global market competitive. So the question is, if you yank that in a speedy process, what does Nigeria have in the global market besides crude oil? Do we have industries? Are we producing anything, really? See, because the truth is that our currency really, the strength of our currency really does depend on our industries, what we are producing, our productivity. In fact, our productivity is the asset base that either strengthens or reduce the worth of our currency. And that's just the way it is really everywhere in the world. That's why America, despite all of its deficit, all of its debt, America is still one of the wealthiest countries in the world because they have so much industries going on there.
Abiodun, 30 seconds,
So
please.
that's the real issue. The real issue is that the current president's and devaluation method is, in my opinion, quite very unwise. Unwise. He wouldn't have just thrown it out like that. He would have taken it through a gradual process, like other candidates said they would do. Because you really need to relish that with something. You can't just, like the way he just yanked fuel subsidy off. All of these things is what has caused Nigeria economy to fall down. And other candidates said they would do it differently, as in they will remove these things gradually. So that's just the real difference. And I think if they win the election in 2027, they might roll all these things back. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I would have Ade Faroshi come now.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Um, I just want to say something. Nigerians were too emotional. Some sort. The way I look at
Mm,
us, we don't look. We need to look at things, you know, holistically, kind of, or probably, go back in time. We're very bad, student of history, and then we are too. I don't know. I don't. I look at it anyway. Let me quickly say what I want to say about all this coalition, and then on sitting the incumbent, and then comparing, like, as if we've not had a standalone person before um, Obi 2023. Muhammadu Buhari, you know, if he stands today, he will still command, you know, mass number of people that will want to vote for him. In the north, he will still take 12 states constantly for 3 consecutive times. When he was contesting, he was taking those 12 states. I think so. He was taking them, KB, Sokoto, Katsina. He was taking them constantly for the 3 period I contested. There's no candidate has ever done that before. All the time that he contested, he was taking it. The only time he lost very woefully was when Obasanjo handed over the power to Yar'Adua. Because before 12 noon on election day, we've already knew who won the election. That was an election that should go into Guinness Book of Records for Nigeria. Before 12 noon, we knew Yar'Adua has won the election. I keep saying to people, the best person that could have given Nigeria and a southeastern president should be OBJ, because he had the power to single-handedly pick Yar'Adua, then picked Jonathan as his vice. Why didn't he pick somebody from Southeast, as the vice president? They would still have, won the election, because there wasn't any election. The man picked Yar'Adua, picked the vice, and then imposed them on us. If he had picked somebody from Southeast, why didn't he pick somebody from Southeast? Why did he pick somebody from South-South? Now, I'm trying to let you see that we are very bad children of history. We're so emotional right now because they're going into coalition. They're saying they want to unseat. The only reason why anybody wants to unseat Tinubu is because they hate the gut of the man, not because anybody is trying to save this our country. Because if they really want to save this country, they'll be talking about how they're going to save Nigeria, not that they hate the gut of the man that is presently the president. I have nothing. The man, is just there. He's part of it. But I want us to look at it. I've looked at it myself, and I think every adult, if you are 18 and you're going to vote, you also look at it from this point. To me, as a person, and I have my right to say it, Obi is weak. My right. You can say whatever you want to say. That's your cup of tea. I think he should, he has the power in his hand right now because he's the man of the moment. He should be the one leading whatever coalition. Not that they are the one inviting him to come into the coalition. He should be the one standing to say, if you are bringing any coalition, let's see, what are you bringing? Not that he will be going to them and they will be using him to do all this paparazzi that they're using him to do. If they go for any, what do they call it, primary, tell yourself the truth. Do you think Obi will win any primary against Atiku? that they will not give him the ticket. Oh, I think the man is wise, yeah, because he has not resigned from Labour. And I've said it, I tweeted it yesterday. We're going to have APC, PDP, ADC, and Labour presidential candidate. 4 of them will present candidate. There is Obi should be talking about Obi Dati. You see, he should stand in one place. I know they should be coming to him. That was what this guy that is there right now did. He allowed Buhari to run.
Mr. Defarosi, please
I
conclude
will
in a
conclude
minute.
now. He allowed Buhari to run 3 times. Then he identified Buhari and said, okay, I think this is the guy. Then he went for him and said, okay, don't worry. I've already gotten the Southwest. Don't worry. Now you've already gotten 12 states in the north. I have the Southwest on lock. You are the man that will be the arrowhead. Come. And he supported and he won. The same thing I think Obi Dati should do now. If anybody, because it's the man of the moment, at the end of the day, now they have less than 2 years for the election now. They're forming alliance, when the alliance scatter, then he will now run back again and say, I want to stand alone. He probably will have lost. I think right now is when he should be saying, this is how this thing is going to run. He shouldn't be selling ice cream. As far as I'm concerned, he's just selling ice cream, going for their coalition. That's my own opinion. He should be leading whatever it is that will unseat whoever they want to unseat. But if he's going into them dealing, the people that he went into coalition with, they just left in 2023. They all spoke against him. They just left power in 2023. God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing that analysis and thoughts with us. I'll give this right a minute to make his comeback. A minute. And then I come to AIT. You have the mic. Mr. Davids.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Good. So thank you very much for the opportunity once again. So I was talking about GDP and all that, and one of the more recent speaker also did mention how that GDP is because of devaluation and all that. So ordinarily, GDP is not measured in dollar; it's measured in local currency. So what's the fuse? Like I said, like I asked again, if if naira is suddenly pegged tomorrow, will that make GDP a trillion as it is that tomorrow, or what are we really saying? This coalition is a coalition of no character. I have not seen what their manifesto is supposed to be. I don't think they are adopting the manifesto of the ADC. Neither have they put any forward. If you listen carefully to one Malam Batiside, he said they should play to the center.
Do it right. Are you there?
Hear from the coaliators whether they will undo or roll back any of these policies. I pray that the Tinubu administration gets another 4 years in 20 reforms and the policies they are doing. But if if it doesn't happen, it will be painful to me personally. Why? Because these people will come into office and take credits for the results that would have been showing by that time. We have spent 2 years and we have already started seeing the results and impacts of these policies. In the next 3 to 4 years, it would have crystallized. If another person come into office, they will conveniently just take credits for those results that would have manifested from the seed that Tinubu boldly, painstakingly, and with so much sticks and insults have planted. So I pray and I wish and I look forward to seeing Tinubu continue at the M's for the next 6 years. This coalition is not going anywhere. I want it to work. even as an APC person, because I also believe that if we had had a good opposition in their own
Thank you.
office, in their own space, and they are doing
Thank
what
you.
opposition should do, there are some lapses or relaxation that this administration relaxed about few months ago. I feel they relaxed. And if there had been a serious opposition in office, probably they would have the levity to relax in.
Thank you. Do it right.
Thank you very much, Ayidi Mike.
Thank you very much. Thank you. AIT, your next. Good evening.
Sorry, good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening, house.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, I don't know why Nigerians, why we are like this. The reason being that I don't know why each and every one of us can't see the good side of this Tinubu. Tinubu is trying to put some policies in place, like I do tell people. There is no way we can come out stronger without going through hard times. Nigerians, and there is one thing that I noticed, Nigerians are only particular about food and water. They are only particular about food. A only song that everyone is singing now is that there is no food, there is no this, there is no this. And there is one thing that I observed since when I've been younger. There is a musician in Yoruba land, he's called Barista. Barista have been singing about food, cost of items being increased, even before these days. And we have someone that is trying to eradicate issues that are making this problem to keep persisting, and everyone is shouting. And there's one thing that I noticed too, everyone is just particular about their tribe, southeast, southwest, blah blah blah. We are not seeing the good things. And for me, there is no way they are going to bring Obi's credentials and Tinubu's credential and I'm going to support Tinubu Obi. I won't lie to you guys, there is no way. There is no way. No, 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 no. Because if I'm going to go through their CV, I will surely go for Tinubu. And he's really trying. He's really trying. He's putting a lot of things in place. Obi can okay, wait. Who are those people that will be in Tinubu's in Obi's cabinet? There is no way. There is no way Obi can tell Malam El-Rufai this blah 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 or to put some things in place. No. And if you guys want a new party, why can't you just go for Showore? If you know that okay, you don't want someone that is without the tainted blood, why can't you go for Showore? Showore is there for you guys. Now why can't you go for him? He was not with them. He has not been with them. So if you really want something new, let's go for Showore. Anything other than that, I'm seeing it like southeast, southwest issues. And we are meant to be above all those things. We can do better than all these things that we are doing. This guy is trying. He's putting a lot of things in place. He's really, really, really trying. And for me, someone that you can't unseat when he has so many issues back then, when he was facing a lot of challenges, even from the present administration, he still has a way of winning you guys over. And when he has power now, you guys are now saying he wants to win him. Let's wait and see, because this coalition is just like a funny thing to me. So many of these people have been
Thank you very
with.
much, AIT. Let's wait and see.
Okay, so everyone should just try to see this guy from a better aspect. Let's forget about the fact that okay, we have our own sentiment that okay, I want this person from this place to be there. Let's look at what this guy is putting in place. He's putting a lot of measures in place. By 2027 or 2028, all these things would have materialized. Let's wait and see. Just let us wait, because I'm tired of all these kind of things that people have been saying. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, AIT. Yes, we are waiting ahead of the elections. But yes, 2027 is here literally. If we factor in all of the theatrics, the power plays, the mergers, and everything we've seen in the past couple of days, it's almost like the election is right here at our doorstep. I'll have the civic eye go next, and then we'll come to Rascalus.
Yeah,
Good
thank you,
evening.
DK. Yeah, good evening. Thank you, DK. You are really doing a nice job. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, go
Hello,
ahead.
can
It's
you hear
loud
me?
and clear. Thank you very
Oh,
much
right.
for the
Yeah, yeah,
compliment.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. And I really appreciate everyone that have spoken. What I want to say, every one of us wants a better Nigeria, and the matter of how we go about it is different. The method of achieving it is different. So I will start by saying this one. Um, whether coalition or no coalition, we may not have a better Nigeria that works for us all if we didn't change our constitution, if we didn't have a revolution to change the constitution. No matter how good a president or the presidential candidate is, how good brilliant it is, he can't thrive on that Nigerian constitution. That constitution is being draft or is being draft under the management of the military, which exclude many of us. That's why we're fighting for regionalism, tribalism here and there. Okay, so that's just it. We need to change Nigerian constitution. Having said that, the coalition, the version, and the struggling for 2027. One, I would say the coalition is dead by arrival. Okay, you can't collide when you don't outline the problems. What is the problem? It was the same coalition we had in 2015 that put us into this mess we are. Coalition brought us we're in this present state. People want to drag or want to grab power without having any plan to tackle the issue, to tackle what is really happening. Okay, so who are those collating together? These are same people who collate in 2020, in 2015. They are the one. They are just um the ADC is just a part of APC. These guys are the same, regardless of who is there. They are the same. These people are the same. They are just like you changing university or you change a school. The school changes, but the person didn't change. These are the guys who has brought us into all this mess. I want us to stand tall, to seek for revolution in this constitution. Because if I should ask, if this one say Obi is, let me just ask a simple question. I don't know if anybody is going to respond. If this election 2027 comes and INEC still do same thing, what's the next step forward? Why I said the coalition is dead by rival is because one, if Obi didn't win the primary or the Obi wasn't given a ticket, come on, the coalition will divide. Okay, the coalition will divide, and there and there Atiku itself cannot actually fund the party, cannot fund the election that is coming. Okay, so coalition is just a side attraction to distract the youth. Come on, we had coalition last 10 years, 2015. Remove 10 years from your age. We need to Youth need to unite. We need to grow past tribalism, religionalism. Come on, it's revolution, nothing more. The constitution needs to be changed. There are different ways to practice democracy. Presidential democracy does not pay us. The power is highly centralized in the federal government. How can the state governor having insecurity in the state, you have to run to the federal? This is madness. You They kill 200 people in your state. A governor is harmless. You need to run to the federal. Come on, we need to stand up tall. We need to stand up tall. I'm not supporting any candidate, whether the coalition. If we are looking at somebody without no sin, somebody who is saint enough, just like what the last candidate said, is Showore. Showore has never been there. Showore has been fighting for all these things. He has been there for us, speaking, regardless of our tribe, our religion. Showore has stand tall for us. Somebody, I don't want to be shading any politician, but these guys are thieves. Believe it or not. See, politicians, their
Civic.
interest. Oh, sorry, please, sorry, please. Yeah, sorry, please. Their interest always come first. Their interest,
Conclude in a
politicians.
minute, though.
Okay. Their interest always come from. Forget the one that went to go and submit that 4 years. 4 years cannot do anything. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Absolute power. Any politician, absolute power corrupts absolutely. 4 years, a good a good security architecture in this country cannot be implemented in 4 years. Leave it or not. We don't just have Boko Haram. We have kidnappers, we have bandits, we have so many of them. So 4 years is not. I just think these candidates just want to be. Let me just be there for president's sake. I will just round up by saying this. The youth, where we can start our revolution is when we start tackling this electoral reform. That's where they cheated us in 2023.
Thank you very
We need to
much.
we need to leave all these politicians. Yeah. So we need to just come and seek for revolution to our constitution, electoral reform, and all those people representing us now before 2027. Let's hold them accountable. We should not just sit down and fold our hands and wait for 2027. 2027 will come and go.
Thanks to the
I'm
civic
telling
eye.
you, some of us will still be in the same position. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. You feel that it should be a revolution over a coalition. And yeah, I said earlier that when you consider the clamor for youth to be involved in governance, and you look at the people that constitute the present administration and those that are now constituting the coalition, do you see in the short and long term a hope for Nigerian youths? That's a broader question that fits into, of course, the context of this discussion. We have Rascalos go now. Good evening. You have the mic. Are you there? Rascalos, are you there? Okay, if you're not available, let's have civic space. Is the
Yeah, yeah,
civic
yeah.
space available to take the mic? All right.
Are we audible?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead,
All
please.
right. Greetings to you, host. Greetings to everybody. Um, I'll be as very brief as possible. And well, based on the observation that we've noticed from the general public, we are paying close attention to what Nigerians are saying about this recent development of coalition, and there have been mixed feelings. So far, so good. With respect to this coalition, a lot of people are interested in the politics of it. Many are also interested in the results that it would bring with respect to good governance. All right. For us, we are more concerned about the governance side, because the idea of coalition is not new to the Nigerian situation. In fact, the current administration, the APC government, is a product of coalition. So we are paying close attention to this event play out as we look forward to the 2027 elections. Now, but by and large, I think what is important is that away from the enthusiasm, away from the excitement, away from the political permutation, we still have to boil this down to how it affects the ordinary man on the street. And what the current coalition, which is the APC government, the conglomerate of over three parties, what they have, done to the Nigerian situation or the Nigerian project. All right. A lot of people would say that so far so good. APC's 10-year administration has been a total chaos, has been a total failure. All right, and they are yearning for the emergence of fresh politicians that mean well and with track record that will do well for the Nigerian project. So, as far as we are concerned, so far so good. We are not impressed with the current coalition, and we are paying attention to alternative political platforms away from these establishment politicians that are forming some sort of coalition that is bettered under some emergency construct. The desperation behind it is something to pay close attention to. And we are looking forward to the intellectual communities in Nigeria to actually point the people to the right direction with respect to how they can make political decisions that they would not regret later. 4 years down the line, would Nigeria be better for it, or would Nigeria regret joining this bandwagon of this recent coalition? I'll wrap up with this. We have paid attention and we have studied political platforms that are able to actually provide real alternative situation or alternative solution, I mean to say. and that is the African Action Congress, AAC. And its former presidential candidate was Omoyele Sowore, which is obviously not part of this coalition. So Nigerians have the options of following politics over governance. They also have a choice of following governance, good governance, with fresh politicians, with alternative solutions that would give them good governance. So the ball is essentially in the court of Nigerians to make a decision, and that would be um, my final submission today. Thank you so much, Cable.
Thank you very much. Yes, and that last point you made would be a good place for us to, draw the curtains and wrap up the conversation this evening. Ultimately, whether they are alliances, coalitions, whether they are defections, or every party stands independently, those that would be at the polling units, those that have the power ultimately to decide who leads Nigeria next 4 years, 8 years, a decade, a century are Nigerians, including those of us that are currently part of this conversation. So, and it is very important that we understand governance as a people and politics as well. It is not just about our feelings. Feelings don't drive the economy. We have to be realistic and select good leaders that can steer the country to prosperity, because these policies, whether we understand them or not, whether we voted for who is implementing them or not, it is us as a people collectively that would be at the receiving side, would bear the effect, good or bad. So, as a Nigerian, the ball is in your court to decide who leads you, and the system that these people bring into governance would ultimately define how our lives would be. So this coalition is developing a situation. We have just seen that they're trying to build up a leadership for the ADC, and it is something that would be the center of the political news for the next couple of days, weeks, and even up until the 2027 election, whether it holds or whether it disintegrates. So whether we see more people join or see more people leave, all of these updates would be available on the cable. Unfortunately, we are unable to take any more point, but I assure you that the conversation does not end here. We would have subsequent conversations on this subject matter as more development evolve. So I want to use this opportunity to thank everyone who tuned in this evening, today, from wherever you joined the conversation, all our speakers who shared thoughts, and the people in the comment section are sharing your thoughts. And for those that we are unable to bring aboard to chip into this conversation, I apologize on behalf of the cable. It's just that it's a time bound. We've been here for over 2 hours. In case you're just joining, we've been here for over 2 hours, running into 3 hours actually. We've been discussing this topic. So I want to thank you all. Kindly follow the cable on across all our social.
Ah, la, 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 la.